if I was black enough, I couldn't afford to vote for Joe Biden this time. And I hear this all over, everywhere I go. And as you know, for a long time, blacks was committed to were committed to the Democratic Party. That's no longer the case because the Democrats have clearly tossed black to the sides, and they're not looking out for them anymore. They just want to vote.
Yeah.
And so black people are starting to feel the economic crisis.
Is it just the economy, Reverend?
It's the economy, it's the borders. What is not being talked about, a lot of these illegal aliens are coming in and they're ending up in the black communities.
In the schools?
Yes, in the schools. The gang violence between the black gangs and the Hispanic gangs and other gangs that are coming in is out of control.
Let's get you a milkshake. Do you like Donald Trump?
Yeah, we love Donald Trump.
You do?
Yeah, I love Donald Trump. How you doing, man? That's the president, man.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We support you, man.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
What's going on, everyone? It's Toss Kenny here today. I want to give my reaction to Trump seemingly having major support in Atlanta. Now, you guys saw the clips. I showed various clips, starting with Jesse Lee Peterson and his talk about how, he sees the trends in the black community. Black voters are flocking to Trump, can no longer afford, big word, afford, especially this week. The inflation report came out, and it's 3.5%. Inflation's at 3.5%, which it came in super hot. Everyone wasn't expecting inflation to be this high on the inflation report. And this is kind of hinting at what independents been feeling for a long time. And you see the bias chart, how only right-leaning sources are covering this story. Because the left doesn't want to give this any oxygen, but it's having oxygen regardless if the left wants to cover it or not. They said they could no longer afford to vote for Biden, as you saw from the intro. And this article was made March. This was last month, literally a month, almost a month from now. Because right now I'm making this video April 11th. It's March 13th. Literally a month ago, people were saying, oh, this is just a fad. We'll see it at the polls. But you're seeing outward support. You're seeing people not really scared to show support for Trump. Right? And I keep trying to relate this to my father, because my father was telling me, hey, look, it's going to be up to the young people to change things. He said the old heads, this is my dad's words, not mine. But my dad, he got flack for being a Republican. He used that. I think my father is the number one reason why I was open to being Republican since I was young, because he was saying, yo, don't let no one tell you because of your skin color you got to vote a certain way. He said, how's that any different from slavery? A free man can do whatever you want, but only a slave has to do something he's supposed to do. You're supposed to vote Democrat because you're black. My dad said, you're not a slave. You're a free man. You're an American. You vote how you see fit. No one has the power. No one has the right to tell you how to think or what to do because they scare melanin with you. Make it make sense. Right? And this is the kind of thinking my dad has put in my head. And I'm glad for that. Honestly, I'm glad for that. Because it took less effort for me to embrace Trump or Republican policies, because I saw, okay, this is how it works. We've been trying this for 50 straight years and we still haven't gotten a different result. My dad kind of gave up on black community of his age, and you're starting to see this generational divide in politics. The polls are suggesting a huge shift in our electorate. Are they right? A significant reversal from recent history. President Joe Biden is struggling with young voters but performing better than most Democrats with older ones. And this is something I've been trying to tell the black community at large, these old heads, or this is what we call them in the black community anyway. This is what we've been trying to tell older black folks, is that younger blacks are more open to voting for Trump than older ones. And the older ones try to shout us down, right? Here's a comment that I kind of reacted to. How much did they pay for this stage photo op? Is Pastor Scott giving out gift cards again? This is the funny part about why I find it laughable about like these older black Democrats or whatever, is that they never assume Democrats are doing the same thing they accuse Trump of doing. I got hot sauce in my purse. Y'all don't remember that? Oh, they're gonna say you're parenting the black folks again. Well, is it working? Because that's what y'all respond to. And Trump decides to get a picture, right? And you didn't even hear all the things he did for historically black colleges. Historically black colleges presidents used it as a bargaining chip. They only finance it year to year. Trump was the only president to put it long-term financing. Actually, don't hear from me. Hear from it, because this is the common tactic that black folks like to do. And this is why I say this is one aspect of toxic black culture that I don't like. Is that this is racist assumption that because of your skin color, because of your skin pigmentation, that you're supposed to vote for their party. You're supposed to vote for the Democratic Party. This is why I said the Democratic Party never left racism. They always playing plantation politics. It's just they have to change their approach now. Oh, I'm black now. All of a sudden I have to vote Democrat, regardless of my income, regardless of my personal worldview on the matter, regardless of black and Latinos being more religious than white liberals, but I'm supposed to vote for the party of the white liberal. Make it make sense. But they're quick to call black conservatives coons, when black Democrats seem like the biggest coons. They have to compromise the most on their culture. You got conservative black Democrats voting for a party that wants abortion up till birth. Craziness. But they are Christian. Black people suffer from crime at a higher, disproportionately compared to other groups of people, because 5 times likely to get killed by another black man. But being tough on crime is somehow racist, when black people also benefit from it as well. So all this seems to indicate that they don't care about law-abiding black people. And in this clip I'm about to show you, you're gonna see some of the reasons why she hugged Trump. She said, "Oh, mama, I made it." The Democrats' worst nightmare. They hate to see black people gathering around Trump, and they try to associate it with something bad. We'll see the reactions from the black liberals, but I want to show you some of the reasoning on why you can see why young black voters, especially in the college age, will vote for Trump. Let's take a look.
Thank you, sweetheart. That's really nice. No, we did. We took care of the black colleges, universities. They're taken care of now, and she understands it. A lot of people don't understand it. Biden did nothing for them, and I did everything. I did everything.
Tell them how y'all been suffering, y'all. How y'all hungry? My tuition.
That's really nice, huh?
There's no housing.
You know each other. You two know each other. You should. More importantly, we take in more than anybody with a small donation, $61 average. And that's never happened for a Republican before. We take in $61 average, and we take in a lot of money that way. And that, to me, is the most important money, because those people vote. They're not in Monte Carlo. They're not on a yacht. They're voting. And we love them. And this group of people that we just met is unbelievable.
Yes.
That young lady was unbelievable.
Yeah, for people that might not have heard, you did historical things for black colleges.
I did.
Touch on that.
I funded them long term. They were going on a year-to-year basis, and they were always being chiseled and cut. And I got to know the heads of the black colleges and universities, and they came in, they saw me. And after 3 years, I said, "How come you keep coming back?" They said, "They make us come back every year." I said, "Nope, no longer." And I gave them long-term financing, long-term commitments from the government. They do a fantastic job, and nation about it.
Why should the people of Atlanta vote for you?
Because I've done more for the people of Atlanta than any other president by far. I've done more for the black community than any other president since Abraham Lincoln, and maybe including Abraham Lincoln, frankly, but since Abraham Lincoln. And it looks like our polling is very good in the state of Georgia overall, so we're very happy about it. But you see the support. It's been really something special.
Yeah, you seen that? You heard that, right? And here's the polls that I was talking about, right? It's the same article that I showed you earlier. The polls are suggesting a huge shift in the electorate, right? And the poll says just last week, a new NPR, PBS, NewsHour, College National poll showed that Trump is 2 points ahead of Biden amongst millennials and Gen Z voters, including blacks, right? Including Hispanic, right? Maybe. Well, the Hispanics have been trending conservative, right? While Biden lead overall amongst voters 45 and older, including those in the silent and greatest generation. Generational divide here. The country, the youth sees no future with the Democratic Party, while the old heads or the older blacks are living and dying by the shift. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you want change, you can't keep doing the same thing, voting for the same party over and over again, going by the same approach over and over again and expecting different results. Black people always complain about how, we're stagnant. We're not making as much progress as we used to. Yes, because the approach for the Democratic Party is dead and over. It's time for a new approach. Because at the end of the day, if you rely on a party to do things, if you're being passive in your life, you're waiting for the government to fund HBCUs instead of having people of your community fund HBCUs, because this is how these predominantly these colleges, these predominantly white colleges, this is how they get so much resources and funding, because their alumni who graduate from the school become millionaires, billionaires, and then they donate back to the school. I don't think historical black colleges have that infrastructure in place. This is why they're the only type of college that really go to the government, ask for financing, right? And regardless how you feel about it, right? Regardless if you believe the government should be funding colleges or financing colleges, he's doing something that young black people benefit from. I mean, Byron Donalds, right? A state rep from my state of Florida. He comes from an HBCU. Now, I may not personally like HBCUs. I think it invites certain, it creates a cultural dominance of a culture that I don't agree with. I don't see eye to eye with, right? But you can't deny the reality, like, that it helps a lot of black people, the long-term financing. But instead of recognize the subsidies of why a young black woman will be happy to take a picture with Trump, a black guy here, ignorant of this fact, will think it's staged. He thinks it's insincere. He don't think it's real. I don't know if this is a way of, like, Democrats kind of like delude themselves, like the seeing that a massive shift is not happening. Also, Trump in that clip also mentioned about how he averages a donation of $60, right? Which syndicates that it's from like low income, middle class voters. Trump could haul in a massive amount of campaign cash during Orlando fundraising swing. What to know, right? And I honestly think, depending on how he did in the Atlanta's fundraiser, it could show how much support is really behind Donald Trump. Now, I gave you, I'm here to kind of push back on this narrative that, people are saying that this is like, the black Democrats, they saying it's fake. It's a stage photo op, all this stuff. I kind of just want to say, this is a video from Black Conservatives' perspective. If you want to watch his full video, it's in the link in the description below. But I just want to give some commentary on this idea that Trump is pandering to black people when you can make the same accusations about Democrats. Let's take a look.
Donald Trump, once again, pandering to black voters, and this time in Atlanta. How did he do it this time? With some fried chicken. What? You go to Chick-fil-A?
Imagine the hypocrisy. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think this is what I think of sometimes about black Democrats. I literally think that they only pay attention to Trump so much, they don't see anything that Biden do. So when they criticize Trump for doing something, you just buying black folks fried chicken, conservatives go to the black Democrats' face and say, hey, black conservative here, Biden did the same thing. Biden bought fried chicken. So is that pandering now? And then they end up making excuses because they don't pay attention. They only focus on one side. This is what I'm talking about. Black community, black America has a blind spot. They only see from a left-wing point of view, Marxist point of view, a Democrat point of view. They don't see what the conservatives are seeing. This is why I say the black community needs black conservatives. A group of people that all think the same way about a topic, about a direction, about a philosophy. Can you really claim that people are thinking, or can you claim that people are stuck in dogma? And this is what's going on in the black community. The black community is stuck in an ideological dogma. You ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. That's the same. That's the same for a reason. They leverage this, and this is one of the things I don't like about black culture. They utilize shame in the wrong way. This is my point of view. Is that you shame people for thinking alternatively, thinking contrarian to what the perceived popular opinion in the black community is. If someone say, oh no, we should vote Republican, we should like school choice, you go, no, that's coon talk. Shaming language. You're trying to disincentivize people from moving away from the Democratic Party. When if you look at historical, if you look at the evidence, if you look at the policies they push, it has not given a long-term positive outcome to the black community. It incentivizes the black community to do a lot of bad decisions, but you think they care? No. All they care about is you vote for their guy. That's the problem with the black Democrat. This is why I say black Democrats aren't pro-black. If I were to argue who's more pro-black, I say the black conservatives are more pro-black. Because as a conservative, you want to conserve what? Your culture, your community, your position, self-preservation. Conservatism is based on self-preservation. How is it self-preservation to have no restrictions to abortion when black women abort their kids more than any other group of people, stagnating our population numbers? If the black conservatives had it their way, and 1972 abortion was banned, black people would be the second largest population in America. We would be like at 22%. The largest population. That comes with a lot of political power. We was going to have a lot of political power, but no, we chose to go the direction of the liberal policies. Oh, we support black women's right to choose, even though in the long term it stagnates our population growth. And then you always claim, oh, we're a minority. We don't have any power. We don't have any influence. I mean, Asians are smaller than us, and they have a lot of influence, a lot of power, because they strive for education. They do things that's economically beneficial for their people. They're majority married. If you look at the Asian community, it's the complete opposite of the black community. Now, the black community, it seems like they don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to reflect on, hey, look at the decisions we made. Was this the best decision to make? This is why they tell you to learn from history. But instead of learning from history, black people use history as a battering ram to guilt other races of people to give them special treatment. That's the way it seems to come across to me anyway. And the Democrats are the only party that wants to play along. And I think this is why there's such a love affair with a lot of older black Democrats. A lot of black people I'm growing up with, they're mostly independent now. And that's why I'm optimistic about shifting narratives and shifting changes. This guy here, he represents the old way of thinking. He can't shame black folks into voting blue. And you're on TikTok. How I know you ain't paid? Because there's stories out there, Biden paying TikTok influencers to push his message. How I know your ass ain't part of it, Zeus? This is the problem. This is the problem. I can play that game too. Oh, this is not genuine support. He a paid actor. But they never look themselves in the mirror and say, oh, can someone say the same about me?
Hey. And yeah, order these black folks some fried chicken. And they literally lose their ever-loving minds.
See, if you didn't watch the clips that I showed you before you listened to this guy, you would have got duped. You see how he framed it? He framed it out, oh, he just had to buy folks back fried chicken, and look how they fall in line. Look how they start loving him. Instead of hearing the reasons why the lady hugged Trump. Oh, we struggling out here. How's our paycheck? We suffering out here. How's groceries? Look what he did for historical black colleges. We all came from Spelman, Morehouse, right? All these historically black colleges. He ain't hear none of that. He focused on the most like dumbest thing. He pointed out the most cherry picking thing, and then that's what he tried to cascade the whole thing based on that. Typical Democrat. I digress.
Unbelievable. I am so disappointed and ashamed and embarrassed to have to actually weigh in on this nastiness. Have you lost your mind? Those blacks for Donald Trump. Have you really lost your mind? Think, what has Donald Trump done for you?
Ignorant question. Just because you don't see any benefit from voting for Trump doesn't mean there is no benefit from voting for Trump. This is the ignorance of the black Democrat. Maybe that's what I'm going to call the video. The ignorance of the black Democrat. Because this is some dumb ish I just heard right now. Oh, you see no reason to vote for Trump? Look at inflation. Before 2020, we were doing good. Look at the results. The results was there was record low black unemployment. Inflation wasn't as high as it was today. Biden, 1 year into office, he had the highest inflation rate in 40 years. He had to pass a bill specifically to deal with the inflation. And the inflation report came out today in April, and it's still high, 3.5%. Everyone's suffering. It's harder to buy a house. Interest rate can go above 8%. Some banking CEOs claim, some Wall Street people are claiming. But you see no reason to vote for Trump. Blind, willful ignorance. But this guy here has a following. Why? Are you a paid actor? He ain't telling you. He ain't giving you any insights. Like sometimes I don't understand why people are famous. I think most people, and this is my thing. This is my take. I think a lot of these black Democrat talking heads, they literally get paid just to confirm what black people already feel about the situation. That's how I see Roland Martin. That's how I see this guy. He's just talking. He's just trying to like justify. Oh yeah, you're right, black people. Nothing's your fault. Nothing's your fault. You don't have to change nothing about yourselves. You could just stay the same. That's an appealing message, but it's not a truthful one. If you want to help people, you tell them the truth. If you want to help them, if you want to help yourself, you tell people what they want to hear. And I believe a lot of black Democrats just tell black folks what they want to hear. And I think that's why they seem in a positive light compared to a black conservative. Because a black conservative is trying to tell you the truth. That's just my thoughts. Let's wrap this up.
The gold shoes? Some fried chicken? What, he put a little extra sweetness in that tea? Y'all are something else. That control he got over y'all and that MAGA demon is something else in the black community. And with that...
Let me tell you something about Donald Trump, okay? He thinks very fucking little of black people.
I don't want to get copyrighted, but if you want to watch the full thing, this is a video. I was watching clips that Black Conservative Perspective put out. Check out his channel. But I just want to end off this point. When she said, Donald Trump think very low of black people. The Democrat Party think lower of black people. They think you can't pass a math test because of the color of your skin. Like, imagine that. They think that the only reason you're able to go to college is not because of your ability, not because you're actually a smart black student. No, it's because of affirmative action. That's the only reason you're allowed to go to college, right? You can't make it in college without their help. This is the framing that the Democratic Party has projected onto the black community. But Donald Trump buying milkshakes and giving it out to people, regardless of their skin color, by the way, but it just happened to be majority black. Because Trump did this before in Ohio, in Palestine, Ohio, I believe, with the place where the oil leak happened with the train. He did the same thing. He went to McDonald's, he bought a bunch of people burgers. You didn't hear none of this talk from these people about that, because these people only pay attention to things they want to pay attention to. They have selective vision, selective sight. I'm tired of the nonsense. This is a misframing on their part. But hey, what say you guys? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Do you think Trump's black support is continually increasing? Do you agree with me and you think there's a shifting of young voters starting to realize that the Democrats ain't really for them? Democrat policies really just continues destroying the country in a long-term trajectory? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.